Okay? Ooh, actually, that's so loud. Hello, everyone. How are we? I hope we're doing good. Let me add some lip gloss because I feel like, yeah, we need something here. I feel like I also, 1 second. Lining the lip, okay. Now I want to say hello. How are we doing? I hope we're doing good. I'm doing pretty good. I already filmed this video, but I was in such a bad mood that I was like, whew. Now, if this ain't depression, I don't know what is. And so that was never uploaded. And then I was going to film the day after that, but then I was upset. I don't know. Like, I get in moods where suddenly the whole day is fine. And then I'm like, what's the point of living? And you know, the next sentence after that is, because I'm too afraid to die. It's like, goodness gracious, girl. Like, go eat a cookie. I can't. I'm on a diet. January, woo! Every single habit I have has to be gone for a little bit. Though I have not been going back to the gym yet. So that's one habit I haven't started again. But, like, I've been eating healthy. So I'm like, I'll do whatever. I don't care. Okay? Done. Anyways, how are we doing? How has January been so far for you? Pretty good? Pretty bad? I don't know. You tell me. January's been fine for me. I've been going back to work. I left being at home for so long. Yada yada yada. Let's just talk. I don't feel like catching up. I just want to share with you what I'm thinking at this very moment. Love and Deep Space. Y'all know that video game? It's one of those games where there's a genre. I don't know. I can't remember what the name is. But it's when you it's fake dating games, pretty much. Fake dating games. And it's super popular in like Japan. But it's like popular in America too now because of Love and Deep Space. I feel like it's probably the most popular one there has been in America. Besides, oh my God, you tell me if you played this. It's called like My Candy Crush. Did you play that as a kid? I did. Anyways, Love and Deep Space is the upgrade of My Candy Crush. It's like you play yourself, but you're in this place and you guys are fighting aliens or something. Who cares? But there's like 3 or 4 good-looking boys and you're interacting with them and maybe one day you'll date them. I used to play that game until I was like, oh my God, Selah, this is not real. Please get off the app right now. And as soon as I thought that, I deleted the app. I never downloaded it again. Thank God. Still, sometimes I see bits of it on like TikTok. They just added a period tracker on it. And the guys will interact with you on your period. And one of the guys, there's this guy who's a doctor. Okay, so that's the excuse. He's a doctor, guys. But he'll go up to you and your character. So like you just see them. You almost never see yourself unless if you see your hand or something, right? Because they're holding your hand through the screen. So okay, get it? And so they'll go up to you, and these are like anime boys, but they're like 3D anime boys, if that makes sense. And the guy's touching your like I'm the guy right now. He goes up to you. He's touching your stomach. He's like, if you put pressure on your abdomen, you know, yada, 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 some pain will go away, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, the fact that they animated that and girls are like squealing, I'm sure when that guy is touching their abdomen while they're on their period, I'm like, thank God I deleted that app. Oh my God. Because if I made it to that level, if I ever put my period information in that video game, like I'm a goner. What the fuck? That's some loser shit for real. And I get it, we're all different people, yada, yada, yada. That's some loser shit for real. Jeez Louise. That's like embarrassing. That's like embarrassing. And like, I get that. I'm not even saying there's nothing particularly wrong with being a loser. I mean, besides being a loser. But like, there's nothing particularly wrong with being a loser. You can't help it. You can't help it that you're a loser. And I don't even mean that in a mean way. I mean, like, literally, you can't help it if you enjoy certain things that some people don't enjoy. And, you shouldn't have to pretend to enjoy things that you don't. You should be able to like what you like, even if it's loser shit. But wow, that's too far for me. That's some loser shit. And I'm in the phase now where I am done dating, okay? I'm done with dating apps. I'm done flirting with people. I'm done having crushes. I am done. I'm done. And I say all that as if this is some revolution, but I will let you guys know I did not go on a single date of all of 2024. 1 second. Sorry, guys. My sister just called me. This boy that is talking to her is a fucking loser. I met him once around our birthday, and I remember when I was talking to him on our birthday, I was like, this guy is a loser, but we'll see how long it takes us to figure this out again. And he's a fucking loser. And the fact that my birthday was like, okay, I don't know how to do math right now, like 8 months ago, and he's still just a boy she was talking to, shows how much of a loser he is. But that's whatever. I think she's going to stop talking to him after today. Thank God. Because I'm like, he's a fucking loser and I can't stand losers. I just cannot do it. And that's another reason I'm not dating. See, same everything. Because I know I did not go on a single date of 2024. I did not realize that until I was in Texas talking to my friend, and we were both being like, okay, tell us about your 2024 year. What's going on? Boys, girls, what's happening? And I was like, well, nothing. Like, that's it. I went on 3 dates. No, I was invited on 3 dates. They all stood me up. Boys are fucking losers because grow up. And that's why I'm not dating, because clearly if someone wants to, I'm not patient enough for this bullshit. I'm not someone who's going to be left on red. I'm not someone who's people are dodging questions on. I'm not someone who's like, I need to figure things out, or you're holding me back, or I don't want to hold you back, or oh my gosh, but we live so far away. We're 4 hours apart. I'm not, no. But I don't want to be in a relationship. Let's keep it casual, but have sexual intercourse. How do those two words go together? Casual and sexual intercourse. Casual and sexual intercourse. If you can give someone a baby or a disease and you're doing that regularly, there's nothing casual about it. That is an intimate relationship. Just because you're so fucking stupid that you're not able to understand that doesn't change a fact being a fact. You could be transferring STDs or STIs or gin alphas, and that's casual. I'm not saying you gotta love somebody to have sex with them, but you have to be grown enough to realize this is an intimate relationship because your clothes are not on and neither are mine, and that's intimate. If that wasn't true, I want you guys to start walking out in the beach in your bikini without an oversized t-shirt on. Oh, can you not do that? Can you not? Because it's too intimate, because people are looking at you? Whoa! Oh, whoa! Duh! And I say that with someone who wears a bikini no matter if I've gained or lost weight, okay? But I know how you bitches be, so I just have to put it through. Same thing with you boys. Anyways, I cannot do dating if that's what it's gonna be. And I'm not kidding. If that means I don't start dating until I'm 30 and you guys have all grown up a bit, then fine. But I'm not dealing with it right now, because I'm not, those text messages with the fairy thing, ooh, I would set your house on fire. Fuck off. Because you cannot talk to people any kind of way and think there's no consequences or make fake promises. And no, these are people's actual feelings. And I don't care that everyone's like, oh, did I hurt your feel? Well, we're all grown. Feelings don't matter. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? But if I said something about your fat mother, you'd have an issue about it. So why do you think you can talk to me any kind of way? Like, what do you, seriously? Seriously? If I talked about the size of your dick, you'd be upset about it. So why are we pretending like feelings aren't a thing in these relationships? It's just using. And it's like, I don't know if it's this addiction to pornography or something. And I know that's a crazy subject because, porn is illegal in certain places. In America. What's the bill called? It's like porn legal for adults, legal adult porn or something. It's something like that, right? But the whole reason they started it is to try to stop getting kids to watch pornography. And it's in like Texas, Florida, South Carolina, a state that maybe Virginia. It's like in like 5 states or something. And it's a big deal. Like Pornhub, they released a statement saying, y'all better be voting differently, otherwise you cannot be on porn. Like, they've taken Pornhub off of those websites, off of those states I've mentioned. In the United States, there was someone in Florida who's typing in Pornhub.com right now and will not have access to anybody squirting. No MILFs, no DILFs, no stepbrothers or stepsisters, nothing. And that's in Florida, so they're probably losing their fucking minds. I don't even know what they have left, but I know because Pornhub made a public statement. They're saying, we're hoping that other websites will comply with the law. And we'll just say that. Because the way the law works, they want you to submit your ID. Meaning every single time an adult, I think the adult age, I think it is 18. It'd be crazy if you had to be 21 to watch porn. That'd be crazy. But it's like 18 years old, and you have to literally take a picture, submit your ID, do that. A lot of websites, like Pornhub, it's like, we don't want your fucking information. We don't want to see your ID. Nope, I don't fucking care about your ID. We're just taking it away. And they make a good point. Do all these websites have to see your ID? It's not like you're the one posting on the website. Why do you need someone's ID just to watch it? Anyways, that's a whole different subject, and I'm not equipped enough to talk about that. But it is interesting. I understand, obviously, kids do not need to be watching porn, because kids that watch porn end up like the fucking adults we have now. Terrible people. And I'm not saying, like, porn is a new thing. I'm sure kids were stealing magazines 30 years ago, right? But a magazine is not the same thing as a moving picture that is fucking gross sometimes, and like shows women to not be how they really are, and shows men to not be who they really are as well. And it's like makes this very intimate thing very fake. I mean, it's not real. It's porn. It's not real. It's porn. It's a movie, right? And I, as an adult, knows that's not real. But children, like a middle schooler that finds out, oh my goodness, I can look up big boobs. I can look up guy touching big boobs. I can look, and whatever they learn as a kid, it fucks them up. And it's why I really do think there's got to be someone do the research. I need to do the research, don't I? But I'm sure someone has written an essay, right, about how children pornography or that's a different topic. Children having access or gaining access to pornography since the age of the internet, which we only have 20 real years of this whole internet, this casual internet access involving children. And 20 years is even doing it. Well, kids in 2001 on the shared computer, did you guys have a shared computer in 2001? And if so, it's a shared computer. It wasn't like a nice little laptop. I don't know how many people had a shared laptop in 2001. Like a kid could grab the laptop and hide away. A computer is pretty big. It's kind of hard to look up boobs when your mom's in the kitchen right over there and you can see the big desktop screen. What's it showing, right? So really, I don't even know if we have 20 years. Maybe 15 to 10 years, really, right, of kids having access to adult websites casually. Like, they can get it, they can grab this shared computer or laptop at that point or something, hide under the covers. Girl, girls kissing, and then see how that has affected how adults in today, like really millennials and Gen Zers, and mostly Gen Zers, let's be real, now have this real relationship with one another and intimate moments. Like, was there a situationship? Were people in situationships 20 years ago? I don't think so. And situationships not a real thing, by the way. Everyone's like, there was a thing like, oh, we're just dating, but we're casual, right? That's like what people would say in the 90s. We're dating, but we're casual. But that, they at least called it dating. Situationship? Why are you pretending like this isn't still a ship, a relationship? It's so stupid. And the whole situationship is just like, only one person is calling it a situationship. I don't think they're both saying we're in a situationship. No, one person's calling it a situationship. The other person's calling it nothing. And I know we've all seen that tweet and we were like, whoa. But like, actually, yeah, duh. The other person's like, probably doesn't even talk to you. They are probably saying, oh, the girl I fuck. The boy I fuck, who the person I fuck, okay? If they respect your pronouns. Do they respect your pronouns? Let's start there. I mean, I can't. I hate these fake new adults that clearly don't know what they're talking about. Okay, what else is pissing me off about that? Oh, yeah. Anyways, yeah, someone do the research. Tell me the thing. I'll research it as well. Hopefully someone wrote the essay already. I'm sure that's someone's thesis who's studying psychology or something, right? Because that's interesting. And I really do think it makes people think sex is much more casual than it is. And I'm not saying sex cannot be something that two, consenting adults can do. And I'm not saying just because you do that, you're in love. I'm not even saying like one night stands or anything is a new thing. Obviously, having a one night stand and having a fuck buddy is not the same thing, though. A one-night stand is, okay, we're both drunk, we're doing something fun, okay, bye, never will see you again. Maybe if we bump into a bar one more time, we may do this again. But, like, really? It's a one-night stand. I mean, it's in the word. Situationships? It's such... To me, when I see it, when girls I know are in situationships, and I have one perspective of a boy who is in situationships, and he says, well, I've told them we're super casual, like it doesn't mean anything. And I literally was like, well, does that always work? No, because you've told me multiple times when the girl has come back and said she has had feelings, or when you did realize the girl wants to leave, she wants to be with someone else, or wants to actually have a relationship, and you don't want her to leave. So, like, why are we pretending like you're correct? It's not, there's no feelings. There's obviously feelings. We're human beings. We have feelings. Why are you guys trying to take feelings out of something that starts with feelings? It's a thing. Like, oh my goodness. Like, for fuck's sake, actors, when they go method, they're kind of fucked up a little bit later, right? And I know not all actors go method and yada, 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 yada. But a lot of them do. Sometimes when you have to cry on stage over and over again, you're going to get a little bit sad in real life as well. Or maybe you feel that sadness after crying on stage an hour after the show. Okay, I watched a really great show once, and the person that was crying, it was the ladies or the women of some Greek play. I can't think of it. After the war of that starts with the team. Anyways, when we were applauding, the show was ending. Such a depressing fucking show, I'll just say. But when the show was ending and we were all applauding, the main character, who was a woman, was still crying on stage because it takes a lot of emotion to cry, right? And even though those feelings of her, those crying and stuff, it's not real, it's not deep, it's just for that moment, she's still upset, an hour later. Okay, great. So we can assume that's true. We can understand that being real, actors putting their emotions into things. Okay, sure. Why would we not think the same thing is going on with sex? You're not even a fucking actor. You're just a human being. You're just some person. Having sex with the same person over and 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 over again? Oh, but it doesn't mean anything. It just means that you're having sex with the same person repeatedly. Okay. And I think pornography has warped people's mind into thinking that makes sense. Because I really don't know if other generations have said stuff like that. Or actually thought that. I think they would just like at least be plain with it. Just say, well, I don't care about the other person's feelings. And call it a day. You guys sit here and pretend like, well, we had a discussion and we said it's not going to be a real relationship. Okay, and thank goodness nobody's mind has ever changed ever. Like, fuck out of here. That's one reason I can't do dating. Everyone wants to be so casual, but they don't want to act casual. Let's be friends. I don't fuck my friends. There. Done. And if I did have the type of friends that I fucked, guess what, guys? That's still a relationship because I'm friends with them. So at least there's a friendship going on, you know, that's an active relationship. Maybe I'm not going to ever say I love you, like I love you, but I'll be like, hey dude, I love you. Like we're friends. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I'm comfortable enough with you to also have sex with you. And we're friends and we hang out and we do things other than just have sex. You know what I'm saying? But you be in a situation, we're just going to meet up and only have sex. Or I only text you and whatever, like we'll eat. Like, no. Oh my God, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We just listened to Emma fucking Chamberlain talk about that with allegedly one of the Dolan twins. Ethan? What's the name of the other one? Dolan? No, it's no. Anyways, right? Emma Chamberlain talked about that just like last week, maybe 2 weeks ago now. I don't know. I mean, like, it doesn't work. And you know it doesn't work because your feelings are hurt. And you have to call one of your friends and she has to talk to you off the ledge. And as the person who's always one of the friends, I'm fucking tired of it. If I tell you to block someone, block them. Just do it. It's so I've had multiple times where I've had to talk to these girls and or my friends or whoever, and I'll be like, okay, be done with them and block them. Okay, be done with them and block them. And they just keep telling me the next day he did something else. Well, I just told you yesterday, be done with him and block him. And then they tell me 2 days ago he did something else. Well, I just told you 2 days ago to be done with him and block him. And then finally, a month later, they get to the moment where they're like, I'm done with him, I'm blocking him. Okay, so you see how you could have saved yourself some emotions if you just listened to me the first time? It's fine, I get it. I know that people just talk because they want to vent, but like, that's another reason I can't date, because I cannot be in just like pointless relationships, even pointless friendships. I'm not going to be friends with someone just to be friends with someone. I don't feel the need to do it. And I like being friends with people. So that says something. If I don't want to be a friend with you, that means I just genuinely do not like you and I'm over it. And that's as someone who loves making friends. And so if I tell you, do not be friends with a certain person, and you're like, well, he's a good person, but he's not being good to you. So you don't deserve that bullshit. And you're going to figure it out sooner or later. And whatever, you're just venting to me. But as your friend, I can't tell you, you seriously do this. And that's another thing. I just need to vent to you. You need to find a different venting friend then. Like, I don't know. I've had people who's like, well, yada, yada, yada. And I can tell they just want to vent to me. And then I'll just shut up. I'll just say, and I'll just be like, well, fine. But sometimes I'm like, I know you vented to 4 other people before me. So what does that say? You're venting to all these people. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like you're venting to me about, a roommate. Oh, my roommate's so annoying. And that, I'm like, you can't change anything about that because rent is expensive. You need to be with a roommate. I get that. I'm not judging. A boyfriend? My whole thing, no matter what, this is my advice to you guys and my advice for everyone. And I'm just like, people don't change. I'm not saying people grow, yada, yada, yada. But like, I'm sure, I guess people, sure, okay, but listen to me. People do not change without them wanting to change. How about that? People do not grow without them wanting to grow, okay? Done. That's it. If you tell me somebody is treating you wrong over and over and over again, and you've told them to stop treating you wrong, and they keep doing it, maybe they say sorry. Maybe they even are nice sometimes, or a lot of times. But they keep treating you wrong. I need you to really access your mind and be like, are they actively trying to stop treating me wrong? Because some people, they really are trying and they just keep doing it. And maybe you guys have different personalities and yada, yada, yada. And if that's so, if you can see they're trying to be better people, I'm like, can you deal with that? Do you have the patience to deal with this? Because it's going to take a while. At the moment, you're going to have to deal with someone who's constantly treating you wrong. Can you deal with that? Yes or no? If the answer is no, take him out of the story, okay? Just imagine a blank person that is doing this, this, and this, and this to you regularly. Is that okay with you? Yes or no? And do not expect it to change by tomorrow. I'm saying he did it once, he did it twice, he's gonna do it a third time. Are you okay with that? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then you have your answer. And you're venting to put off the inevitable. But you didn't, I'm just like, and that's it. And if someone's actively trying to change, then do you have the patience to deal with that? Because they're not going to change overnight. It's going to take a while. If you don't have the patience to deal with that, I'm not saying that's not a good person. I'm not saying that he doesn't really love you. I'm not saying you don't really love them. I'm just saying, can you deal with that? Can you be patient long enough? No. There are so many other people out there then. Find that person. Done. There's so many different people. And if you're really one of those people that's like, well, it's meant to be. We're soulmates. If that's true, then you guys will come back together when he's changed already. Right? You're soulmates. The universe will bring you back together then. Why are you so worried about it? Leave him. Live a life. Date other people. Don't date other people. I mean, like, I don't care, whatever. But don't deal with the same bullshit if you know you cannot deal with it. And then finally, there's the time when you do stay. And if and that's when you realize you don't need to go to your friends and talk shit about them all the time. That's something else. People that are like, that go on the internet or go to their friends even and talk shit about whatever their partner is doing over and over and over again. And then they're shocked that the internet or the friend doesn't like their partner. Don't be shocked. Grow up. If the only time you talk about him is in negative connotations, why would I like him? And that's something else. If you like him, why are you only saying the shitty things you do? And I mean that on TikTok too. Anytime some poor housewife says, my husband did this and it really hurt my feelings, and everyone on the internet is like, you guys need a divorce, like he's done, like, oh my god, blah, blah. And then the poor housewife is like, well, you guys don't really know him, you guys jumped to divorce so quickly, but I really do love him. You went on the internet and you complained about your husband. That's already bold. That's something else. That's a new generation. Imagine going to the newspaper back in 30 years ago. Imagine going to the newspaper and publicly saying, let me think of something that we've seen before. My husband never does the dishes ever. And he knows how tired I am and yada, 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 yada. And I have a job and I work hard too. But he never does. And I take care of these kids and I'm so sleepy and he never does the dishes. Imagine putting that on the newspaper 30 years ago. People would be reading that article being like, what a dumb woman. Why would she post this? She's spreading her entire business up on the street right now. Anyways, you better leave that husband of hers. It sounds like he sucks. And then they'd be done. Like, are you kidding me? People are going to have a reaction or an opinion when you share something that's super reactive. Especially if you're on the camera and you're crying. And then the next video, you have to, take the first video down. Don't post. What happened to this whole thing? By the way, what you post on the internet is going to last there forever. Do we not remember that moment? You know what I'm saying? Duh. When we all taught this in middle school, I think people are forgetting that. But I remember being taught in middle school, if you post something on the internet, everyone's going to see it all the time. And, there's no way to delete it permanently and yada, yada, yada. Okay, fine. Nothing has changed then, guys. You can delete your TikTok. Enough people have stitched with it already. Did I get it? What else? Okay, so yeah, that's why I'm not dating, because that just seems what the dating world is out there seems to be right now. And it's just clearly you've heard me talk long enough. I'm not interested, and I clearly don't have the patience to deal with someone like that. And maybe that means I'll be alone forever. Fine. My friend, after I was telling her this, I didn't say go in that whole long spiel, right? I let other people talk when I'm talking to them. I know, it's shocking to think I do that. And I'm not saying I'm always good at it. I'll admit. Sometimes I interrupt and then I'm like, I'm so sorry. Keep talking. It's like it's because as soon as I think something, I'm like, I need to say it. And then I have to say afterwards, I'm so sorry. Keep going. And I'm actively am trying to stop that. I've literally been in conversations and be like, something I'm working on in this 2025. Especially with some people. It's like, oh my God. Some people I interrupt more than others, and it's because I'm like, no, that's the flow of this conversation. And I'm like, no, it's not the flow of the conversation. You're being rude, Selah. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, yeah, she was telling me afterwards, she's like, well, I really do hope, like, no, you don't need to be alone. You're going to find someone. I hope you're going to be with someone. And I had to tell her multiple times, do not hope that for me. Like, I don't need a pity hope. And I know she's not thinking of it in a pitiful kind of way. She just got a boyfriend that year. They've been together for like 8 months, and she really, really likes him. And I'm really happy for her. That didn't seem happy, did it? I really am happy for her. She deserves the best. And he seems like he's fine. I don't know. I genuinely do not like most guys. So I think that's another reason. I was like, oh, you have a boyfriend. Woo. Unless if you show me a hunk. That's something else. Your standards are too high. You're right. I cannot imagine myself with anybody that's other than a supermodel. If you don't have a supermodel face, you need to have a supermodel body, or vice versa. I gotta look at you. Or you have to have the best personality ever. And most boys' personalities are not great. And that's because it's not their fault. It's pornography. Circling back to the front. But like, no, it's because, people always say boys or men, in quotation marks, right? Men develop slower and yada, 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 yada. Then I've got to assume that all the 20-year-olds I'm talking to, or 20-something-year-olds I'm talking to are still in high school. And that's why they're acting like fucking morons. And hey, you're developing slower than women. I don't know why that means you're also fit to run a country, but that's what society has decided is correct. Get the person that ages slower than the rest of half of the population. That's the person fit to run the top jobs in every fucking industry ever. It's good. In the fashion industry, who's at the very top? A fucking man. It's fine. It's crazy how everything is sexist. In drag. I'm like, not saying, I'm not, that's like, I get that's an interesting one. I'm watching, what is it called? Dragulore. Is that the name of the show? Right, Dragulore, right? Yeah, it's on AMC Plus. I love it. My friend got me into it. It's fucking scary. I'm like, what are these torture chambers? That's crazy. But I'm in the old season. We're watching season 4. And my favorite girl, I cannot think of her name. Oh my God. I need to text her and see if we can watch an episode or something soon. She's so into work right now. Oh my God, I can't. She's probably going to be like, I'm sorry, I'm drawing. Which is good for her. When she graduates, she's going to actually have a job. She won't be sitting here on the internet saying, hi guys, I'm going to talk for 30 minutes and I'm going to get 5 views for this. She's going to actually have a really good paying job. As soon as she graduates, I have no doubt of it. So good for her. I'm so happy. What was I saying? But yeah, we were watching Dragula. I think we're on season 4. The girl with the, she has like orange haircut, bangs, and mullet thing. She's always wearing cheetah print. And she always puts the bedazzle things on her boobs and yada, yada, yada. People are so sexist towards her. And I'm like, you guys are dressing up as women for the most part. I know Dragula is like just drag in general, not drag queens all the time. But I'm like, come on. Most of you guys are taking hyper feminine thing, right? Traditionally known to be on women, adoration for women, and then you're like treating a woman poorly. Like, how does that make sense? That doesn't make sense to me. And obviously, no woman has eyelashes that long or whatever. But like, you get what I'm saying. We can't not pretend like drag isn't inspired by women or in general, right? Duh. And it's just so annoying to me when people are like, I know that was like a whole thing in the drag industry. Luckily in Savannah, I've gone to two. I've gone to a couple. But there was like a small drag scene in Savannah. And there was women in it, and there was men in it, and there was non-binary people, and it's like really cool. And it seems like it's just like love all the way around, which is nice. And I love that about that. And I'm like, okay, great. And anyone could be anyone. And oh my God, I would love to become a drag queen. Because like this is women, but I want to be a parody of a woman. I want bigger lips, I want bigger eyelashes, I want skinnier eyebrows, and I want to look like I've got plastic surgery on every inch of my face, okay? I want to be a parody of a woman, you know what I mean? Yeah, like I want the biggest like 80s hair. Oh my God, there was this episode, Tyra Banks is a fucking drag queen sometimes in oh my God, it's right here, America's Next Top Model. I'm on America's Next Top Model season 3. Season 4, the blind girl. Do you remember which season she's in? Eve. I pretend like she's not still a celebrity. But anyways, I'm having my friends watch it. I've seen every single episode of America's Next Top Model 4 times. This is my 5th time. I know you wouldn't be able to believe me since I cannot think of anybody's names, but that's just because I'm bad at names, okay? I can describe to you what every single person looks like. And anyways, the episode we just saw is when Kelly or Kelsey goes home. Oh my God. After watching that, as soon as I was like seeing the way these judges are treating her, when I was a kid watching this like 10 years ago or something, I must have been like, yeah, Kelly, like, why are you taking bad photos? But now I'm like, they are bullying this like 19-year-old. She was like 19. I'm like, that's a child. I'm 22. If I met a 19-year-old, I'd be like, what a baby, you know? And I'm only 22. And these people, they're like grown. They're like in their 30s. And they're talking to a 19-year-old like that. I'm like, that's first of all so mean. And I understand the modeling industry is just filled with young girls all the time. But they're still young. They're like, if they can't legally drink, I mean, come on. And Kelly is like, at some point, she cannot even look in the mirror because she's thinking of everything wrong with her face. And why does she keep taking bad pictures and yada, yada, yada? It's because you guys have her doing crazy things. You like lie on your back and do this. Like, obviously, her chin's gonna look like this. Half of everybody's chin was up in the air in that photo. Why did you call Kelly a horse for it, though? No, that's fucked up. And like, oh my gosh. Like, oh my goodness. I know America's Next Top Model is being criticized a lot for other reasons, but the main thing is like the way they're treating these young ladies. It's so mean. And I had to, as soon as I watched like episode 3 of that season, because I forgot how mean they treated her, I had to look up Kelly or Kelsey, one of those. Kelly, I think it is Kelly. I was like, where is she now? Let me make sure she's okay. She's done podcasts talking about it. She seems to be like this mental health awareness yoga girl on Instagram. And yeah, I follow her now. And I'm like, okay, she seems happy now. She seems stronger. And obviously she's probably like, she's 40 now. It's like 20 years later. She's either 40 or like a young 30-something old. And she's like, you know, that's a chapter in her life and it's done. And she's grown and so much better for it, I'm sure. And, you know, seems like a good person, and I do not think she would ever talk to a 19-year-old the way those judges talked to her. What was I talking about? Why did I bring that up? Drag? Oh, Tyra Banks. Anyways, I love Tyra Banks' makeup in America's Next Top Model, especially the early seasons, okay? That like early 2000s makeup. It's so hard to look up 2000s makeup and for it to look good. I mean, let's be a little real. You have to look at like what the professionals are doing. And Tyra, obviously, I mean, she's a supermodel, so she has real good makeup artists for her. Like Jay Manuel was one of her makeup artists. Which, by the way, Jay Manuel, way later, right, writes a book about Tyra Banks. Like, it's a fantasy, but it's like a fantasy. It's fictional, but it's like obviously everyone knows that this caricature in the book is Tyra Banks. Is it fictional? I'm pretty sure it's fictional. It's kind of like a Devil Wears Prada kind of vibe. Like everyone knows what this book is based off of, you know what I mean? But it's fictional technically. And I'm like, I didn't read that book, but I remember when it came out, I was like, oh my goodness, whoa, what was Tyra Banks was the bitch or something, right? But also I'm like, Jay Manuel, But when you were still in the good graces of Tyra or whatever, you were a bitch on TV as well. I mean, let's be fucking for real. You're a grown man talking to these little girls, and you're being a dick towards them. You're being a fucking dick, okay? The only person that I think was, like, respectful to everyone is, like, besides the guest judges. All the guest judges are pretty nice. Nigel is sometimes so fat phobic. I mean, obviously Janice Dickinson, it was supposed to be like the Simon Cowell, and I know that's like part of her personality, but I also know Tyra probably told her to be like the Simon Cowell kind of vibe. Tyra was kind and cold, but she's the producer, so I know like you're the one that edited people to look like this, so like let's be real. The only person I'm like that genuinely seemed like a nice person was, there's like three, I'd say. There was Triggy, when she became one, a season. I haven't rewatched the Triggy episodes yet. I haven't made it that far. But Triggy, if I remember correctly, was always so nice. What's his name? He always had. He's a stylist. He's a fashion stylist. He's in the early seasons. He always has his little Pomeranian dog on his lap. He's pretty nice to a lot of the models. And also, Jay Alexander. Like, he'd be sassy or whatever, but, like, he's, like, sassy and, like, quirky, and maybe that's a little mean. But, like, you know, I know people like that, like, who I'm still friends with, you know? He's, like, sassy the same way, like, you know, your auntie would be sassy towards you or something. And you're like, But that's good advice, and you can still take it. Like, the advice is more helpful than the insult. You know what I mean? And some of these judges, the insult is just being mean. His insults were, like, at the end of the time, you still hold a critique on it. And it was blunt, and it was sassy because it's TV or whatever. But I know, like, I don't know him personally, but I know that he still works with models to this day. And there's a reason for it. Do we know what Janice Dickinson is doing right now? She's on fucking TikTok critiquing models' walks. And I love it. I watch those videos too. I'm like, period, Janice. That girl doesn't know how to walk, does she? Like, I'm critiquing all these people. I still love them all. I'm like, I know they're bad. But like, it was the early 2000s. That was TV. Anyways, all that to say, Tyra Banks is a drag queen because, not like in a weird way saying Tyra Banks is a drag queen, she has a dick. Like, I'm not being one of those people, but I mean, like, the way she exudes, like, her outfits and how tight they are and how her boobs look so amazing in every scene, and her hair, in season 4 or 3, it's season 4 or 3, episode, like, 7 or something, she has her hair, and it's, like, crimped. Each one is individual. They didn't comb it out, and she looks like Medusa, and she looks gorgeous. Oh, my God. And I'm just, like, I want that wig as a drag performance. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like, that is like a drag queen has the exact same outfit. It's a parody of a woman, right? And sometimes that's what being a supermodel is, right? It's like, yeah, I'm a woman, but I'm also size 2 by having amazing, perfect hips, and I have perfect boobs, and I have a shape by having the tiniest stomach, and I'm, you know, beautiful, gorgeous, and everything. And like, oh my God, to be a supermodel and to be a drag queen, it's the same level, right? So, like, let's just let everybody be everybody. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Have I made my point? Like, if women can be supermodels, women can be drag queens. That's the point I was trying to say. It took me a while to get there, but I think my point came through in the very least, maybe, kind of. Yeah, I just love anything feminine. I love it so much. To be a woman, or to just like women, like what women wear and women do, and women's hair and women's lip gloss and lipstick and eyelashes and earrings. Like, oh my God. It's just like, I love it all. And like, that's another thing. This is let's change topics now, okay? Yada, yada, yada. Talk about women, yada, yada, yada. Okay, feminine. The idea of feminine. Obviously, that's something we attract to females. Females or women. I like calling females women because that's where they are, right? When we're talking about the human species, we're talking about women. So women tend to be, or when we think of women, we think of very feminine vibes or whatever, right? And when we think of men, we think of very masculine vibes, right? Yeah. But we also know effeminate men, and we know masculine women. And then we know people in between. And you're like, what is your point? Let me get to it. Fuck. My point is, sometimes it's a good time to mix all that stuff together. Like me, I think right now I have short hair. This is traditionally when we're thinking, at least in today's standards, short hair, masculine, right? But now with my short hair, it shows off my high cheeks, which are rather feminine, right? And it focuses on the makeup on my face, very feminine, and yada, yada, yada. And so now having a touch of masculine has made me seem more feminine. And same thing, vice versa for men. Like, oh, this guy has earrings, but they're just earrings, which it seems to be feminine, but they're just studs. And now they're giving, thus it's somehow making him more masculine, just like because he's now deciding to be different, like rebellion, and that's masculine. So now this guy taking a feminine trait such as wearing earrings has made him appealing to women being more masculine. And I'm like, that's you may be like, okay, so what are you talking about? My point is, like, it's all just bullshit. Okay? Like, be who you are, like, dress the way you want to dress and enjoy it all the way. Makes sense. I didn't just draw this from anywhere. This kind of goes back to the whole dating thing and all that stuff, because you see so much on TikTok. It's like, sometimes I'm like, are we regressing? We don't seem to be, like, I feel like in the 80s, people were more proud of being who they are. And now it's very like old money. Old money? You're wearing Zara. You know what I mean? Like, and you see it in the guys too. And it's just so annoying. And you get these like guys that are, what is it called? What is it called? Like boys that like go on, send hate comments on their laptop or something, and they don't know what a real woman smells like and all that stuff. Whatever the character is called, incels. Jesus, you have these incels and stuff, and you also have like women who are like this, like not the femicide. That's a whole different term, but girls that kind of are boy pleasers or men pleasers, and this whole like housewife aesthetic and like trad wife, like, and all that bullshit that's like based in misogyny and racism. Really, it's very devastating, because I'm like, some of the things they're saying, they're directly contradicting themselves, you know what I'm saying? Or like they're like, allowing themselves to be more feminine would be better, and they'd clearly be happier as men, and vice versa for these women. These women are like, I'm a trad wife and yada, yada, yada. Okay, but you have a job and you work a 9 to 5, and you said you don't want to be the only one taking care of your kids. Okay, those 3 things you just mentioned in today's standards or whatever are traditionally masculine. So take some of that, and then you'd be happy. You don't need to be feminine all the way if that's not who you are, really. Same things with guys. Like, you see these guys, like, always talking about men's bodies. Oh, my gosh. Like, sometimes I'll see, like, because if I see a hot guy on TikTok, I have a group chat with friends. And that entire group chat, we just send hot guys to each other. And half of them are guys mic'd up working out. So it's like, ugh. We are no better than men in that way, but I'm like, in the comments, we have the girls and the gays in the comments being like, who are you? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss you when I scroll. But we also see the other guys in the comments that's like, whoa, what's your workout routine, dude? Whoa, that bench press is amazing. I'm like, some of you guys would be so much happier instead of dating your girlfriend that you treat like shit. You need to download Grindr. And I know a lot of them do have Grindr. Let's be real with that. But like, maybe like be real on it, Don't say I'm straight. There's nothing straight about fucking a man. Let's start with that. There's nothing straight about fucking a man. Let's start with that. So clearly you're not. And you're commenting on a guy's TikTok about his body? That's gay. Like, be who you are. You would be so much happier. You would be so much happier if you stopped treating women like shit and go after the person you're actually attracted to. You know what I mean? I feel like I say this in every other TikTok because sometimes it's becoming more and more prominent to me. I'm like, this is getting crazy. And it's because these people are focused so much on being, alpha males and traditional women and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, if you guys would if you're super masculine, allow some feminine energy to come your way. And if you're super feminine, allow some masculine energy coming your way. And you see me saying those words back and forth, over and over again. And really, we're slowly realizing those words don't mean fucking anything. They don't mean anything. Masculine energy, feminine energy. I'm just saying those words to be like, so we know what we're talking about. But really, if you're 50% boy and 50% girl, I mean, come on. At that point, let's just say you're a person. Damn. Like, obviously, I'm not saying everyone needs to change their pronouns to they, them. Like, duh, I get it. But, like, stop telling us how much of a man you are. And stop telling us how much of a woman you are. Because if you really are everything you're trying to say you are, we would notice, right? We would just be able to tell. You know what I mean? Like a guy that's always saying how much of an alpha he is, I almost know 100% he's got some Omegaverse shit on his tab right now. And it's not the straight Omegaverse that's a load of bullshit. No, it's that yaoi shit. And he's probably watching Alpha X Alpha, okay? And I make my point. Let me show you guys this cute little mug my friend got me. She got it for me for Christmas. She got me another one that's yellow with a blue fish. And I left it at work today. So, whoopsies. Hopefully no one is an asshole and drops it. Sometimes my coworkers, certain ones of them can be assholes. And I'm like, you guys are doing this intentionally. And it's really stupid because this is such an easy fucking job. And you're being an asshole for no reason. That's like oh my gosh. We've talked about dating. We've talked about men and women and the idea of feminine, masculine energy instead of just being yourself and yada, 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 whatever. Which I don't know if I really made my point. Did I make my point? Did you guys get what I'm saying? Or was I just yapping? Was I just yapping? Well, whoopsies. My bad, okay? Oh my gosh. We even talked about my love for drag queens and America's Next Top Model. Right? Maybe that's why I equate Tyra Banks to a drag queen. Because, like, low-key, RuPaul and Tyra Banks, they both have that beautiful red hair, the amazing eyebrows. I guess RuPaul's now blonde, but there was an era with the red hair, and that's one of my favorite eras for both of them. I'm like, keep that red hair. They're gorgeous. I love early 2000s Tyra Banks. Nowadays, I don't know. Like, we saw your wigs in the early 2000s, Tyra. Why are you wearing these shitty wigs now? I have a magazine of her. Obviously, I mean, I have this one. Oh my God, there's sun damage at the bottom. Or is the sun damage at the top? My God. Damn it. I need to get these out of the sun, don't I? Whoa, I did not realize that. Shoot. Okay, well. Oh my God, there's so much cat hair on them. And then, of course, this is technically her first issue, right? Oh my God. I want that bikini top. Oh, it's fucking gorgeous. And then, obviously, this is her actual issue by herself. First black woman, or first black supermodel. I think that's the difference. First black supermodel on their own on Sports Illustrated. And then I've got this one. And this was much more recent. Which year is this? 2019. Look at her wig. Look at her wig. Tyra, what is that? Look at her wig then. And look at her wig here. Tyra. I cannot do it with that wig. And sometimes it's constant. Her wig is like ridiculous. But I do like that she's doing the big hair thing. I do like that she's like, no, I like big hair, and I'm period. And I'm like, she looks good with big hair. Like, you'll see, like, people pretend like this is, like, sorry, people pretend, blah, 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 like having a talking seizure over here. But when she was the host for America's Got Talent, oh my God, I loved that season because I loved her outfits and her hair. And then when she hosted Dancing with the Stars for a little bit, I also loved her hair and her outfits in that as well. Because it's like so big and everything. I mean, that's drag. Some performance like Dolly Parton, that's drag, okay? Diana Ross, that's drag. Like, there was like, and I love that. And if I ever become a pop star, 100% I will be a drag pop star. And first, I just need to learn to sing. What other magazines do I have here on? Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think this is one of the first magazines I started collecting. One of the first. It was these two. I think they both probably came out in the same year. This came in 2020, so, okay, a whole year later, actually. But, oh my God. I want to do oh my gosh, Kamala Harris, Black Resilience, Kamala Harris. Right there. I want to get some of the older Essence magazines in. Sorry. Seeing Black women win in any form brings me joy. Oh. Twigs. Back when she had her hair on the front of her head. Oh my goodness. I thought she looked so gorgeous in this. And then her spread, because Twigs is, I'm going to talk about whatever I was going to talk about earlier. I forgot. But Twigs is a dancer, right? I think she started as a dancer and then she did music. And she still does both, right? And it was like maybe a year difference. But I think she first got on the scene as a dancer. I'm almost positive. But the key word is almost. So if I'm wrong, then pretend like I didn't say anything. Okay, here we go. I remember this is when I first started getting into her. Because I would listen to Magdalene on repeat. And I think I saw this photo on her Instagram or something. And I was like, oh my God, I need that. I need this magazine. Wait, the next one. Oh my God. The next one. Oh, wait. She's gorgeous too, but not the point. What is it? There's one more photo. 1 second, guys. Here we go. I want this outfit as well. God. She's amazing. I love her. Okay, last magazine. Oh, this is a good one. I do not know if these two people are still together, but this is the top model. You'd think I'd remember her name. A ring. And then this is her wife, Lenny. I think it's Lexi. God, I loved this magazine when it came out. It was like, first of all, I mean, the outfits, the hair, and obviously the kiss. It's just so amazing. I don't know if they're still together. Whoa, this was in dressing for the Zoom era. Whoa. My phone died on me because I guess it was tired of me showing my magazine collection. And fine, I understand that. That was not on topic. So we're going to get back on topic. Everything I'm thinking, right? Everything I'm thinking, I'm 20-something and I'm a failure. Oh. Okay, let's start there, I guess. Yeah, so I'm 20-something and I'm a failure. I've applied to so many jobs and people don't even bother to return my messages or my phone call. Nothing. So I'm going to be continuing to work the same job I have been working for the past year or so. Does it pay me well? Well, I make about $23,000 a year. So you tell me. Yeah, I'm in the poverty line, I suppose. And I guess it's fine because I'm so young, and young people don't need money because they don't want to do things. And that's just where I'm stuck at. I'm in a massive amount of debt from school. And yes, that means I should, use my degree on writing to become something. Okay, well, as soon as I get enough money to move to... Do you see what he just did? I guess that was him saying, Selah just got hit by a charismatic guy at Bandana Burger. First of all, why is she out at Bandana Burger without me? Okay, sorry. She said, one of my friends she just got hit on by a charismatic guy at Bandana Burger, and she's gonna send him my way. So, whatever. I'm not dating though, so it's fine. I'm not dating though. I'm not dealing with no bullshit ever again. I'm done. Besides the point. Yeah, I know. I've heard how you become a writer, like if you want to make it, and I'm not saying you can't make it, but like the general consensus is you got to move to LA or New York and you've got to be a writer's assistant first. But I can't move to LA or New York. I need to make money first, or get a lot of money, or save a bunch of money. And I don't imagine myself saving a lot of money or doing all that stuff until 3 years from now. Realistically speaking, I don't know how I'm gonna make that great some amount of money to live somewhere so expensive. I mean, living in Savannah, which is not nearly as expensive as LA or New York is already, I'm losing my mind here. And then to start all over, of course, it's a fear factor as well. I don't know anyone in LA or New York. Nobody. So now what? Make friends in a whole different place? Oh my goodness. And then I don't even know a writer. How do I become an assistant? Well, you do this by program, Selah. You do a program here, you do a program there. Let me just tell you guys something. I think I'm a decent writer. I think I've got great ideas. I think that one day I'll be giving a speech at the Oscars. I really do think all of this will happen, hopefully one day, as long as the world doesn't blow up or I die beforehand. Sorry, I get so nervous. My brain is just going everywhere right now, and it stresses me out, and I get extremely anxious that the world's going to end before I have the chance to live. Climate change, Elon Musk, Donald Trump as president, and oh my God, fucking car crashes. You know how often I drive to Atlanta? Yikes. Anyways, assuming that I'll live a long and fulfilling life, I presume that one day I'll be extremely successful. It's just going to take so much to get there, I feel. And I know that just means, be patient and do it. Be patient and work and continuously do it. And it may be a long journey, but you'll get there. But also, I'm 20-something. Are 20-something-year-olds known to be patient? No. The answer is no if you didn't know what I was trying to imply. So instead, I'm just working. And I know the other way to do this is sign up for programs and writing programs and submit stuff on cover letter on the blacklist and all of these things. And sure, okay, fine, I will, but I just hate writing now. And that's the main and shitty part. I can't write anymore. I don't know why. I just can't. I need to just do it again. I need to just take a day and just write. And I think, unfortunately, TikTok's going to be gone. It's going to be deleted. That's happening. I think when TikTok goes away, I'll be able to write again. This is why I'm confused. One of the lights aren't on. Okay, there we go. Wow, this is bright. Jeez Louise. Okay, I like this much light. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyways, I can't write right now. I just can't do it. And I'm going to do it again. I know I will. Because at the end of the day, my passion is writing. That's who I am. And I know that means just I need to force myself to do it. I need to force myself to like my hobby again. It's kind of hard to be okay, this is a hobby. And now it's no, this is actually a job. Well, I hate walking though. So, the conundrum I'm in. But yeah, I know I've got to do it. And I'm working on it. That's my 2025 thing. Write. I should do something write every day. Starting tomorrow. Yeah. No, I'll write something tonight. I will. And it'll be funny or dramatic or good. I don't know yet. We'll see. Anyways. I've got this one idea. Do you guys want to hear it? It's kind of crazy. And if I can write it one day, it'll be good. So it's this, it's set in like the 90s, New York City. It's it's a fake, maybe it doesn't need to be this way. I just like imagined it this way, but it doesn't need to be this way. It doesn't need to be this genre. But the genre I first imagine it as, and this is because I'm watching so much of The Office right now, is a fake reality TV show. Like, not reality TV, but, mockumentary. It's a mockumentary, okay? And it's focusing on this odd newlywed couple. And there's some bumpkin Southerners, black Southerners, like, probably the only two black people in the town, okay? In that shitty white section of town, like, goodness gracious. They're really white trash and black skin, but they're black, And they moved to the Big Apple to, be in a more diverse place. And they married one another recently because they're the only other black person they knew. So it's like, good company. Obviously they love each other, yada, 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 but you can tell convenience is a heavy part of this marriage because the girl is so controlling that husband. Telling him to do this, telling him to do that. The whole reason they went to New York, of all things, is so they can meet new people and all that stuff, but also because that young lady wife, she wants to be a star, famous. She can't really sing that great. She's not a great actor, but she knows she's got that star personality. So she's in the Big Apple of where people make it big. And her husband is like a smart guy. He's a little dim-witted, but like, hey, he's gonna be a good husband and he's gonna, better than anything else, take orders from the wife. And that's really what she needs. And as you're following the first episode, or I guess the pilot, you're like, okay, well, why are they together? They're kind of odd. They're kind of interesting. It seems like they've known each other forever. Oh, yeah. Did I forget to mention the reason they're the only two black people in town is because they're siblings? Not real. Well, it is real. That's the point. But they're adopted into this white bumpkin family, okay? And so they're like not by blood, but they're raised by sister and brother. Not by blood. They're not siblings, but definitely raised as it is, as they are. And so that's real. You've got this gross, like, incesty, but not incesty vibe, which TV loves it. What's going on in the attic? What's happening in the flowers in the attic? What's that all about? Some weird shit. Y'all think I didn't watch something of Narnia? That was real. And those co-stars were dating in real life. And we could kind of tell in the movie, couldn't we? I didn't read the books, and I probably never will. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. No, I'll read it one day, probably, maybe, I don't know. And so that's the story. And, we would delve into, like, PWIs, the only black people, and being a black woman especially, and how that must have been. And she's from the 90s, and she's Southern. I just want them Southern because I love accents. That's why they're in New York, because I love accents. I want New York accents or Southern accents. That's it. Maybe we'll let someone from Wisconsin in there. I don't know. But, like, that's the main thing. We'll let some Valley girls be in there as well. But they gotta be from, like, Valley, LA. And that's the vibe I'm thinking of that show. The whole reason the idea came from, I was writing a monologue because I was like, I'm going to write every day. Or I'm going to force myself to write a little bit. So I was writing this monologue. And it would be the young lady, I guess. So it would be a drama. Maybe it could be a movie. I guess it could be a movie. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, maybe making it as a movie would be easier than doing it as a TV show. But doing it as a TV show could be funny. I don't know. Well, I'll have to write out what I'm thinking. Let's do it as a movie. I think that's easier to do. Making a movie is easier. Well, since it's one story, yes, I think it is, actually. Anyways. Or I could think of it as a limited series. You guys are like, Selah, can you finish your fucking sentence? Let me do that. So the monologue is about the main character, the woman, the black girl, who does not have a name. Nobody has a name. So the young lady, okay? And she is being interviewed by someone. At first, it was not the cameras, like, since it's a mockumentary, it was an actual character who is a guy. And should I get my laptop? Do you guys want to hear it? Let me do that. Okay. Woo! This chair is gonna fall. Oh my god, that would have really hurt. Let me see. What did I write to it? Okay. Oh, she was talking to a radar. Okay, this is kind of fine. Oh, and I guess the main character of this movie was going to be a radar. Interesting. Okay, this has not been edited. I'm gonna try to do this in a little country accent. Um, you know, I always hear them when they're like, you know, that new girl is a little tramp. The way she's skipping everywhere. So this is so embarrassing. You know, I always hear them when they're like, you know, that new girl's a little tramp, the way she's skipping everywhere, so her titties bounce. Please, I bet her knees are as dark as coal. Well, it just ain't fair. Everyone's saying you gotta work so hard. Oh, so hard, that's how you get anywhere. But that just ain't true because Miss Dina old Howard, baby girl, you telling me she's a hard worker? And you know, I don't even care about all them other ones that started as a nobody and now they something big. Yeah, it's work, maybe. But you know, it's mostly just luck. Miss Dina old Howard, baby girl. What was that about? I guess maybe Miss Dina old Howard. Dina Howard is a Nepo baby in this scenario. Anyways, continuing on. But you know, it's mostly just luck. Like, if I was half as pretty as you think, like, if I was half as pretty, comma, you think I'd make it this far? See, I'm lucky. Then you make it to these rooms with all these important people, and it's your only shot. Your luck's gonna run out sooner or later, so you're gonna wake up one day and be 30 or something. I tell them my name, and they say, I heard you got star power. Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, I can sing good enough, and my dance moves be nice, and, well, I got the big, great personality. Yeah, I do. I think I got that star power you're talking about. Oh, it's sad. Whoa, the next line is crazy. So she's still talking, I guess, as these different people. Great. Then take your clothes off. They don't even hide it. They don't even hide it. Everybody knows, nobody warns ya, but they look at you like you stupid or something because how could you act so new? Everybody knows. They don't even hide it. Okay, I'm not an actor, clearly. And then the radar she's talking to says, so what, you take your clothes off? Oh, wait, he's from New York. So what, you take your clothes off? She splashes her drink at him. Splash. I got a driver waiting for me outside and you bust tables. And I assume she sachets away. Anyways, I know it's a shitty monologue, but I was like, it's the basis of an idea of a story or whatever. That may become a full movie if I can finish writing it. And you know, that's where I'm at right now in my whole writing thing. And I'm 20 something, and that was a pretty awful monologue, arguably. And I've read what other 20 something year olds have written. And I'm like, oh my goodness, how am I going to make it if that's how good they are? You know what I mean? Or like sometimes I'm like, how am I going to make it if they're so much better than me? And they also know people sometimes. I'm like, how am I going to make it when they're so much better than me and their parents are supporting them financially? Like, how am I going to make it? And it's like, ugh, okay, fine, then I'll put off that. I'm like, I'll do it eventually. But like right now, I can't focus on that. I just need to focus on getting out of debt. I need to focus on maybe I can refinance my loans and I can do this and I can do that. And I can end up paying off my debt in however many years, 4 years, 5 years. And then that's when I'll start my dream. So first, I just need to get a job. But no one wants to hire me. And I'm back in the same fucking circle. I'm working this job and it's a good job and I love my job. It's just like, it's not money. It's not real money. So I need another job and then I need another job on top of that. And so now I'm working 3 jobs and I work every day and I never have any days off and I'm not even writing. And the whole reason I came to Savannah in the first place is so I can further my writing. And I'm just like, goodness gracious, why did I come to this school if I knew it was going to be so expensive? I was so close. I should have just stayed at the other school. But I didn't, and here I am and it's done now. And I'm 20 something and I'm so far behind. and I went viral on TikTok, which I thought was going to mean something, does not matter because TikTok's going to be banned in 2 weeks or something, in a week and some days. So really, being viral on TikTok means nothing unless if all, 300,000 people that viewed my video will then go and follow me on YouTube. But, let's be real. So this is where I'm at now. Writing pretty shitty monologues, and maybe a story will come from one of them eventually. And I know that's how it starts and all that jazz. But I'm like looking at my sister and I'm like, and I know it's bad. Don't compare yourself against others. Like the friend I mentioned who I was saying is going to get a job straight out of college. Like she is. And I'm so effing jealous. And some of my other friends, I can just see it. I'm like, you guys have so much star power and it's going to work for you right away. And then my sister, oh my goodness. I mean, she just finished applying to UCLA. And she's like, well, they may not let me in or I may not make any, yada, yada, yada. I was reading her essays. I was like, how do you write essays like this? Like, when did you learn this vocabulary? When did you learn to talk like that? Because I never learned that. Oh my goodness. And she's my twin sister. That's at that. We didn't go to the same high school or anything. So that's like the main difference. And obviously we're two different people. So duh, she's going to be different than me. But like, wow. Wow. And then my brother, I mean, he's going to school for engineer, mechanical engineer, something about cars, I don't know. But I mean, that's like a technical job, and he's going to be technically amazing. And he's an amazing kid and all that jazz. So he's definitely going to be successful when the time comes to it. And I'm like so afraid I'm going to be 20-something and then eventually 30-something and staying, still having these same troubles, and 40-something and still having these same troubles, and 50-somethings and still having these same troubles until I'm 80 years old and I'm sitting with a cane and I'm afraid to die. Oh my God. And, there's like a billion years from, a billion's a lot, 1,000 years from now, 2,000 years from now, okay, maybe, an architect, and this is going to be whatever new species has become the greatest species on Earth, or maybe they're an alien species, I don't know, and they're going to be like digging things up, and this architect, this alien archaeologist is going to be digging people up, and he's going to be like, oh my gosh, you see this guy in a lab suit and with a stethoscope by him? He's talking to a student who's taking notes on learning about humanity. He's going to be like, this guy was a doctor. And everyone's going to be like, oh my goodness, whoa, stethoscope, doctor. What does doctor mean? Oh, this guy helps people. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. They're going to go to someone else. They're going to be like, someone's going to have an apple beside them, I don't know, and a fucking pen, whatever. And they're going to be like, you see this person with an apple and a pen? Yeah, what that guy do? That guy's a teacher. Whoa, that guy's a teacher. Amazing, the writing down teacher. What do teachers do? Professor. That's stupid, but you get what I'm saying. Oh, well, teachers, they raise people. They teach people. They teach the next society, or the next generation. Oh my gosh, raising a generation, amazing. And then they're going to get to me, like, oh my gosh, professor, what's that? And the professor's going to look around, maybe flip me over. That's just a sack of bones, he's going to say, and then he's going to move on. And that's going to be what I am. It's going to be crazy. We're all buried so close together in the future, I guess. Anyways, goodness gracious, this cat hair all over me. And the cats just took a shit because they just finished dinner, so I'm about to clean the litter box. But it's been fun talking to you guys. I know it was all over the place, so I'm going to make a general consensus now to sum up everything I've talked about real quick. I think I started saying I'm not dating anymore. Yeah, that's the full sentence. I'm not dating anymore. I love drag. I love Dragula, the TV show. Tyra Banks may be a bad person, but I love her. I love her image, and Dolly Parton, and, and RuPaul, and just like famous drag iconography, or like huge, obnoxious femininity that's almost a parody of femininity. You know what I mean? I love that. Speaking of femininity and masculinity and all that stuff, like those are great if you allow yourself to be both, or some of some and some of the other, and then you get to a point when you realize, oh, this doesn't really mean anything, just be yourself. That's really cool. Oh, and that could hopefully, decrease fucking sexism, right? And internalize homophobia as well. I think that was a small point I just threw in there. I need to talk with better words. Yeah. So my points don't sound so crazy rambly, because I'm remembering what I said and I was like, how did I get there? Goodness gracious, this is a rough thesis essay. Yikes, she must have written this the day it was due. She realized it was due at 11:59. She started writing this at 11 o'clock. Yeesh. What else did we talk about? And then I think my phone died. Is that what my phone died? Drag? I think so. And, being 20 something and nowhere in life sucks, but I understand it is normal, and these cars are killing me. I think I showed magazines a bit. Okay, yeah, being 20 something sucks, but it's normal, and yada 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 yada. I know it's just a feeling, it's just a single moment, but you see it in adults sometimes, and you're just like, goodness gracious, am I gonna grow up and be like you? We'll see. We will see. Happy 2025. Good things are coming. Fingers fucking crossed. Follow me on YouTube and on Instagram, because TikTok's about to be gone. And let's be real, I don't think Lemonade's gonna be popular.